Hey, what's up everyone? I've now got some channel membership renewals going on here. How's everyone doing? Happy Wednesday. Okay, good to have a tweet going out now. Let me know how the audio is on everything, on the background music, as well as the mic. We will be switching between scenes today. So we got the test bench, aka the test bench, but it's just more of the building area, and then this one for the most part, and we might do some browser stuff. But how's everyone doing? Good morning, said Indigong Tebe. Where are you from? Where is it morning right now? Alright, I need to get the build specs. Mic kind of low. Oh, good point. Give me 1 second. Alright, test 1, 2. Says the mic should be at a better level now. Yeah, I don't know why I put it that low. But, alright, we should be good now. What is the best gaming CPU right now? The best, as in like just the top performing? Or the best performance per dollar? Or the most popular one, because that's all gonna be different answers. Of course, the most expensive thing, or the more expensive stuff's gonna perform better, but do you need that? That's questionable. If you have to ask what the best gaming CPU is, I think you probably don't need that CPU, to be honest. You wouldn't be able to fully utilize its like potential. So, I mean, for most people, sticking with like the safe, let's say like a 12700K or 5800X3D or something, that would be more than enough. It would be wasting money otherwise, unless you know for sure you could use like an i9 or a Ryzen 9. Alright, so yeah, we've got plenty of people in chat. We're just gonna hang out for a bit, let people join in on the stream. And then we're gonna get to building, because hopefully we can build this thing. Usually it takes me, when I'm just not like streaming or not focusing on other stuff, a build can take anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on like how difficult, and if it has like, you know, a lot of RGB crap, if there's AIOs. This is a pretty simple build. I mean, we're using the Intel stock cooler here. It comes in less than $450. This is all simple. The only difficult thing that might slow me down is the case. It's not the best case to work in based on what I've looked at it. I'll show everything in a second here, but yeah, the case might be the only thing to slow me down if I want to get like really clean cable management. But other than that, I think I should be able to finish this whole thing. We won't be able to benchmark it, unfortunately, because the SSD, I didn't, prep it with an OS and games. So I should be able to just power it on at least and make sure all the fans are at least running and stuff like that, and nothing is like completely DOA. But yeah, so Kevin Ngo did pin a PC case. It's a mid tower from Corsair, the 4000D Airflow. So that's a great case right now. Is that a, let me take a look real quick. We can actually pull it up on here. So we go over to here. So this is the deal that Kevin posted and I pinned. So there's a rebate card. So it's $104 plus. So you can get 10% off using the promo code. So it brings it down to $94, which for this case, it usually floats around the $90 to $100. And if you don't mind rebates, you could get this for $74 after the promo and the rebate card. So for $74, if you don't mind dealing with rebates, this is a great case. I built in this twice now. This white one isn't pure white, unfortunately. Corsair want to charge you more money if you want to get the pure white case, but this one doesn't look too bad. But yeah, very nice, very high quality case. Definitely a step above, you know, those $60 or $70 Montec, Gamdias, I don't know, just all those other kind of more budgety cases. This case actually feels pretty premium. But yeah, so if you're looking for a case, highly recommend that one there. If I was into mid towers, I would probably be using the 4000D Airflow, but I like my ITX cases, so that's why I don't have one. But okay, Dabblecraft watching from the Philippines, and then Jason Whitmer says my favorite case, baby, because that's what he has. But all right, so we're a little bit into stream now, so I'm gonna show the membership shout out, which I've added all the names. So we found out last week that gifted memberships is a thing now, which is awesome. So we did have quite a few people gift memberships to others, which was awesome to see. So that's why this Nerd on a Big Budget section is so huge. Yeah, we had Doback Slaps, I think is the MVP. I'm not sure if he's here tonight, but he gifted I don't know how many memberships. So thanks to him for that. But yeah, this is the channel membership appreciation I show every stream, as well as I'm supposed to do that. Oh man, we had quite a bit of super chats and stuff, so my list is pretty long. But I'm going to, since last week, show all the memberships that have renewed in between last stream and this one. So we're just gonna hang out and chill for a bit and keep talking. So you're gonna be hearing this for a little bit here. Okay. Dino Dope says maybe Prepper Drive while you're doing. I wouldn't be able to Prepper Drive because this system, you know, my main system running the stream, I don't have like a monitor and everything set up and a second PC ready to go where I can install Windows. There's a lot more to it than just getting Windows on, which Windows is actually pretty fast to install, but going through and trying to get all the updates and drivers and a Steam library, even if I had them on another drive, just transferring games that large, especially since this system is not going to have a USB Type-C, it'll take way too long. So unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to do that. What CPU should you pair with the 3080 Ti? 1270K would be pretty nice with that. Yeah, it never seems to end. Is there any way for me to turn it off? Let me see if I can. I think I can. I can just turn off the desktop sound, I think. Let me know if this works. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Shauner? Yeah, so let me know if turning off... Okay, so turning off the desktop audio worked. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so basically that sound is just playing because it's coming through on my notifications on my OBS, and then it plays out loud, so... Have you thought about a cache server for your Steam games? No. So usually when I benchmark, I have a benchmarking drive, which I can't find. That's the issue. If I could find it right now, then I could just plug that in instead of installing the drive that's going into the system actually. But I don't know where that one is. It's in a system somewhere. But I don't want to just like take 5-10 minutes to go find it. So. Actually, we might be able to benchmark it. I will switch the drive out if I can think. I think when we went to actually no, the drive that I benchmark out of the back of my car, that didn't have anything in it except for Unigen. It didn't have any games because it was a build that I was gonna get ready to sell, so it was like a fresh wipe. Okay, but. Alright, so let's get to the parts and all of that, and let me just say hi to everybody real quick. What's up, Christopher Kunin, Shane Eslick, Kevin Ngo, Coalition Gaming, Chris, as always, Diner Dope, Extreme Zone, Gabe Boucher, KL130, as always, what's up, Refreen, Indigo Teeb, Chris Condor, Baldnique, we got Reese Hayden, I believe that's Reese from UFD Tech, correct? Legends So Cool, and we got Aussie renewed their Aussie, not Oztalks Hardware, but Ozol, OZL. Thanks for the membership renewal. Let's see, Kryptonic HD, what is up? Japoye, Jason Whitmer as always. SJ, hello. All right, so let's go over to test bench and take a look at the parts. So if you type in, I think, is it build specs? Let's see if this works. Come on, bot. Is that build specs? There it is. All right, so the build specs are now on the screen. But there is a cooldown to it, so you can't just do it all the time. Chat, what are the specs of this PC? Yeah, so Stream Elements bot just put what the specs are, but I'm going to show you all in a second here. So let's talk about what this build is. Now, also, we part hunted for this build 2 weeks ago. We did a live stream. I basically found all the parts, except for the graphics card. I kept that a secret because I had an upcoming video about picking up the graphics card. But if you've been attending the streams, or at least the one 2 weeks ago, then you should know what most of these specs are. So this, we were targeting for a $400 to $500 build. This one ended up being under $450 before tax. This all works out to $433, I believe. Let me take a look at my... Yes, this is 433 bucks. So it comes in at a pretty low cost for some pretty good specs. So let's take a look at all the parts, which I do have laid out here, and this is how we're gonna build it on the stream. So first up, we do have, which, oh man, are we gonna be able to see this? We can. Let me move the mic over here. So we do have the i3 10100F. Very classic. This I picked up for 60 something bucks. Amazon warehouse, which is one of the best places to get it. We will be using the stock cooler in this build. So this is the stock cooler that came with it. It still has the pre-applied thermal paste. So yeah, this build is not going to be aesthetic at all. It is, for the most part, the build is going to be pretty much performance, and then it also has a case with a cool handle. So yeah, and let me move the chat over to this side of my screen so I can see better. But is that a stock cooler, says Jason? I'm gonna freaking puke, bro. Heck yeah, it's a stock cooler. Honestly, I was trying to push the price down as far as possible. Yes, I have $20 Amazon coolers that I could use, but I'm not gonna use it just because I'm trying to push the price down as much as possible. And you know, the other cooler is not going to change the performance. It's just going to change the thermals and the noise a little bit, but that's about it. So yeah, ZTT is probably crying, but he's probably going to cry more about this kind of ugly case. But let's see. Okay, make sure I didn't miss anything in chat. Why not i3 12100 for those P cores? So the i3 12100, I need to take a look at the price difference, but there's not as many in the used market or on like Amazon warehouse, and the motherboards cost more. So I think the build would have come in a little bit over 500. So it's gonna be like a $70 to $80 price difference than going with the 10th gen Intel stuff, which you can do, but I mean, we're not putting the most powerful graphics card in here. We're putting a 1070 in it. So I think if you're, you know, for the people with a lot less money, the 10th gen 10100F at like 65 bucks on Amazon warehouse open box, like that's where it is. Obviously you can always spend more money, but we're trying to push the price down on this one. Let me put the shout out away. Okay, so going back to the parts. So during that stream, we actually were looking at what was it, the T-Force Vulcan Z's, 16 gigabytes, 3200 megahertz CL16. I actually ended up finding these rip jaws. There's like one of those clipping coupons things on Amazon. This brought it down to the same $50 price point as the Vulcan Z's that we found on stream. So yeah, we're going with just some plain black G-Skill Ripjaw 5s. Again, aesthetic is not going to be a huge major part of this build. We're going mainly for performance. So there's that. We have, of course, if you have seen the latest video, which is performing actually pretty well, which I'm pretty happy about. We have the Founders Edition GTX. Oh, this is so bright. Let me turn down this brightness a little bit. Yeah, we have the GTX 1070 here. So this is the one that I picked up and got very lucky. And let me show the other card. So this is the card that I picked up for $150. And when I went to meet up with the person, Griffin was his name. You can watch the video. It's the newest video on the channel. I only had 160 bucks because that's what the ATM had. You know, they only give $20 bills. They don't break it down to tens. So I had extra $10, and he was gonna break it and give me $10 back. But after talking, and I told him about my channel and stuff, he gave me this GTX 1080 for that extra $10. So I bought a $150 1070, and then this $10 GTX 1080, which I am gonna be giving away. And watch the latest video if you want details about the giveaway. But I will be drawing for this coming weekend. But yeah, graphics card wise, we got the 1070, very solid. Right now, these are going on eBay, I think for like $175. In my local area, I was finding quite a bit of these for 150 bucks. Very solid performance for that amount of money. And I just love these Founders Edition like coolers. They just look so awesome. So there's that. Then let me check chat real quick. Then for the SSD, we did find this. This was on Newegg. There's like a promo code and it was on sale. This is a WD Blue SN570. We got 500 gigabytes. So, you know, this is a budget build, but we don't skimp out around here. We don't do that 120 gigabyte or 250 gigabyte SSD. We go for a minimum of 500 gigabytes, and this one was $38 on Newegg after the promo code and the sale that was going on. So it's not, I mean, it's pretty bare drive, but pretty sure this doesn't have DRAM, but you know what? It's an NVMe SSD, and for the price and the capacity, this is a hard deal to beat. So that's what we got for storage. For the motherboard, we have an MSI B560 Pro. B560M, so it's a micro ATX board. Picked this up on Amazon Warehouse. I think it was 50 bucks. Amazon Warehouse is the place to go. That and Newegg Refurbished if you are trying to build these really low budget, really low cost budget builds. Because this board probably brand new would be what, like 80 something bucks. But this, I got it for like 50 open box. And it is a very bare board, as you can see. Only 2 slots for memory, as well as nothing in terms of VRMs, which is going to be fine because we're running an i3 anyways. And on, you know, no USB-C, nothing special about this. Kind of a very bare motherboard, except it does have a heatsink for the NVMe drive or the M.2 SSD. So that's kind of nice, at least. There are, I think, more expensive boards that sometimes don't include these. So also, this didn't even come in like its own box because it was a Amazon Warehouse. It just came in bubble wrap in like a generic big box. So I'm using the power supply box to build on as the build surface today. For the power supply, I ended up getting the EVJ 600 GD. So it's a 600 watt 80 plus gold unit that EVJ sells on their B stock for 30 bucks. I think it switches between 30 and 35, so depending on how much you can find it for. I picked up 2 of these actually just to have on hand, but yeah, there's gonna be plenty of power to, you know, power the i3 as well as the 1070 in the system, and that's pretty much it in terms of all the parts. So let me check out chat for a second here. Let me get a sip of water before we get into building. Kryptonic HD says 256 gigabyte pleb here. Wait, Luis, are you still using a 256 gigabyte like primary boot drive? Is that what you're saying? Specs is, yeah, specs. I don't think specs is a command. It's build specs and then no specs. Coalition Gaming Chris says, Danny, how's the remodel coming on? How are you like grilling now that you used it? Oh, okay. So before we get into building, I do want to show off because we did build the grill. Let me see. I do want to show off some of the stuff that I cooked. Actually, no, I can go to here, home. Okay, so where's the stuff that I posted? Yeah, so I've grilled like 3 out of the last 5 days. But oh, here it is. So yeah, Chris is asking about the grill. So here's the grill fully assembled, sitting on my deck with the propane tank and everything. And I've been very meticulous about seasoning this thing. So I pre-seasoned it, and every time I use it, I do oil it up as well as clean it off and re-season it when I put it away. But where's the food that I posted? Oh yeah, here we go. So here's the food. So we made some spare ribs with some like Korean barbecue marinade and cilantro steak seasoning. We got some chicken breast, or no, not chicken breast, chicken like little tenderloins that they sell at Costco, the little packs of. We did grilled veggies on these metal skewers that we got. So there's a chicken again. And then we got hot links. Are these Costco? No, these are not Costco hot dogs. These are just normal hot dogs. We got some steaks with some like spicy Korean bulgogi sauce on it right here. And then we did some oysters. We did other stuff too, but I can only post 4 pictures on Twitter. So yeah, grill has been great. We've been using it. I'm very excited. Very, very excited to use it during LAN. Because, you know, cooking for like all of us while we're gaming and stuff is going to be awesome. Hopefully weather's nice. But yeah. And the thing about the oysters is, I'm not a fan of oysters. I like clams, not really a fan of mussels. Oysters, I am not a fan of. So I did not eat any of those oysters that you saw. I grilled them and I helped prepare them, but I didn't eat any of it. That was all like, you know, the rest of the family and stuff. They were eating that stuff. I stuck to the ribs, the chicken, and, you know, the veggies and stuff. So, yeah. All right. Enough about barbecue grills though. You will see the grill more in the future in LAN videos and such. Time to start building this PC. So I'm gonna try to move this over so I can see the chat better this entire time, because I want to be good. Wow, we have a ton of people watching right now. I know there's some new people here, probably it's the first time here at stream. Hello and welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay. But let me see. We're gonna start with the building. So as always, we'll start with the CPU. Oh wait, can we start a timer? What time is it right now? 5:23. So it is 5:23 my time. Let's see how long it takes to get this PC pretty much ready and built. This is an interesting cover, huh? Am I missing something? I've installed quite a bit of LGA 1200 CPUs. I don't often see these types of covers. I usually see the ones that sit on top of here that automatically pop off when you install the CPU. But this one does not look like it does that. So I need to just pull it off by hand. Have y'all seen this socket cover before? But yeah, I just gotta pull it off by hand. That was a little strange, not gonna lie. So then we got the CPU going in there. And pop this in. Alright, so next I usually do memory. So we'll get these popped off. Oops, I just put that in upside down. So we get the click in there. What's chat saying about that cover? Haven't seen them on mine, to be honest. Yeah, so okay, so after, see, we're already like 2 parts in. So next up, can y'all hear this or not? Can y'all hear the ratcheting? Let me be the first to say, I know Linus is coming out with a ratcheting screwdriver and stuff, but I've been on the ratcheting screwdriver game for building PCs, and you can go back in my video history. I've been on it for a while, before they even announced that, so I'm not trying to claim to be the only person to use ratcheting screwdrivers for PC building, but I made it a point to talk about it and to show it off, and to like get the ASMR videos regarding the clicking a while back, so just want to say that. Okay. Ratchet Squad. I am very curious about Linus's screwdriver. It's kind of expensive though, right? It's I think $70 or something like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I've got two great ratcheting screwdrivers actually. I've got this one which I can change the. I have a bunch of bits for, and then this one I got on sale for like $7 on Amazon. What I like about this is that I can just switch it like this, and I can make it at like this short, so like this long if I need to, and it does have a very satisfying ratcheting sound. But this one, because it's only these two heads, I can't get some of the tight or the smaller screws like the SSD screws, so I do have to use my original one that I got for that. All right, we put the drive in. We peel the heatsink thermal pad right here, and we install it back. Give me 1 second. Then you put the screw back in first. Actually, no, I don't. I'm gonna save this M.2 screw because those are expensive. And then we go this. Like that. I need to turn my screen to see chat better. Christopher Coonan says, Dobak slaps with more gifted subs. Oh my. Dobak slaps the MVP. Thank you. For the gift of memberships, rather. We got Doc Walrus. Oh my good. All these new people are attending stream for the first time and they're getting a channel membership. That's pretty awesome. Thank you, Dobak Slaps. Dobak, you crazy. And yes, I do need to add you so that we can play CSGO, even though I suck at CSGO. What other games do you play, Dobak? Bubble Tea Builds, what is up, Dylan? Is that you running that right now, or is that one of the other quote-unquote employees? But hey, what's up, JG Wright? What's up? One of the original winners of a build that I gave away years ago. JG Wright, right there. I remember most of the giveaway winners of stuff that I've given away on the channel. He won an Optiplex with I believe a GTX like 660 or something in it, in the giveaway. But okay, no one has access to any of the accounts. Got it. All right. So next thing, the Intel, the dreaded Intel cooler. This thing, installing this, I always forget which way to twist the pins. Like, cause you know how it has the arrows on it. Let me see. So basically, we want, like, I've installed a ton of these, but every time after I'm done installing, I just completely forget what direction. Okay, so if this goes in, it's not gonna pop. We want it to pop through. Okay, so I'm gonna twist it lock. Twist it into lock mode and then push through. And I need to get the wires right. So we got that going there. I gotta get this, the 4-pin fan header or connector. So it's gonna run up that way. Okay. I'll put that in first. CPU fan connected in there. and then push all these into place. So it just goes 1. If they would click, 2, 3, 4. No satisfying clicks. Or is it because I need to twist it this way? There it is. There was a satisfying click. Okay, so I needed to not twist them. That's what it was. Alright, so then now we get the satisfying clicks. Maybe. Come on. Get in there. Nope, that's not in yet. I hate these push pins. I swear, I had it twisted back and it didn't click, and now I'm twisting it the other way and it's also not clicking. I can feel the spring tension. Aren't you wanting to go through? Come on. Go through. Yep. No matter what position I have it in, this or this, some of these are not clicking. That is reason alone. Okay, this one didn't click, but it went through. See if we can get this last one. Yeah, it needs to be twisted back, I'm pretty sure. But, whoops, I hit the camera. We need to get that through and locked in. I wonder if it's because some of these, like, because this is a used CPU, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, this is, the thermal paste was still on this one, so this CPU cooler shouldn't have been used. I don't know why it's not some of these are locking a lot better. You see how that one versus like this one, it looks like it's barely coming through. Let me pull, but it is, all right, it's in place now. Not this one though, come on. Okay, that one just clicked. Come on. Last, okay. I think we're good now on this one. All right. That was a pain. So longest install time right now goes to the cooler, which people just gave me crap about it earlier using the stock cooler, but hey, it's free and it's included. Yeah, they're garbage. Okay, so we're pretty much, everything's on the motherboard now. Now we move on to, let me clear out some of this stuff and make some room. We get this into the case now. So let me show you the case actually. All right, so this is the case we are working with. Can I zoom out? Nope, that's as zoomed out as possible. Okay, so this is the Sama S88BK case. Looks kind of like a Lenovo office tower. You've probably seen Lenovo towers look similar to this before. This is pretty interesting in terms of like the texture in front here. They're trying to make it look like brushed metal, but this is just textured plastic. So it does come with 2 fans. So we have 2 fans down here, and it's kind of weird. There's no fan up here because the front panel is kind of like down here. So if you look in the back, you can't put a fan right here. So you have these 2 fans here pulling in air through this panel right here, the perforations here. There is a magnetic filter at the top, which is a little bit surprising. So there's one up here, but we're not going to be adding any additional fans because we don't really need it in this build. The front to back airflow is going to be good enough. And then the fan is like, it says eSport on it. So eSport. Looks like Asia Horse logos, but it's not. In terms of the backside, so, and then we do have the breakaway brackets here, which is, you know, pretty much every budget cheap case, which this case was like $50. Pretty much every case has that. But if you look in the back, this is where it's going to be kind of hard to cable manage. Let me show you the side panel. So here's the tempered glass panel. It has the holes through the glass, which I'm not a fan of. I like it when they put like a lip or something glued onto the panel so that you can have normal like thumb screws or like a hinge or something. But that's the tempered glass panel. Here is the other side panel. You see how it has the pocket here? So it's one of those cases with the pocket because there's not enough room in the back. So you do have like this pocket that's dented outwards to get you some room for the cables. In terms of, this isn't the thinnest panel I've ever seen. This one, it has a little bit of flex to it, but I've seen way worse. The other case that I built with the handle like at the beginning of the year, that one, when I was pressing in on it, it was making like bong bong sounds because, yeah, it was so thin. So this one's not too bad. It just doesn't have much room in the rear. Like, look, this is the cutout so you can see like the back of the motherboard. Like, look at this. Literally no room. You cannot fit anything here. That's why the pockets have to be here, so that you could at least fit some stuff in this area. But if you look at the edge of the case, yeah, look at that. There's nothing there. But you know what? It's got this cool handle up top, which I can hold this with one hand. See? And I'm not worried about it going anywhere. So handle seems pretty solid, but obviously right now it's an empty case. But you know how I love my handles, so it is what it is. Alright, so we're gonna move this out of the way and we are going to get the case onto here. Let me remove this bag real quick of all the extra screws and stuff that I might need. Alright, so here's all the stuff that I should probably pre-route. The fan cables are, it is Molex or 3-pin. So yeah, it can go either or. Let's see, how many fan headers do I even have on here? I have one right here, piston fan, and then, is that it? At least there's ARGB right here, which we're not going to use, but wait, seriously? This is what happens when you buy, which this is kind of odd because this is like a B560 board. It's not even like a H510 or whatever the lower end chipset is. So this is a pretty bare board in terms of I only have one additional header for fans, if I'm seeing this correctly, which yeah, I think that is the case. Usually there's one back here. So I might have to just keep with the Molex because I don't want to use like a fan splitter and have to add in like $8 or whatever they cost on Amazon, the cost to it. So we'll see how loud the fans are, you know, running at full speed with Molex. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with this cheap motherboard. But it's okay because this thing is gonna game like a beast. These are all things to consider. Like, yes, you can push the price of something down, but for an extra, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks, which maybe some people don't have, but if you do have that much and you want a slightly nicer case or a slightly nicer motherboard or, you know, a newer processor and motherboard and stuff like that, feel free to spend extra money if you have that to spend. Again, the goal of this was to push the price down as much as possible. So we're cutting some corners, but the gaming performance is going to be glorious. Jason Whitmer says, I'm done buying used or open box motherboards. This feels like luck if it works or not. Yeah, so that's why I try to buy them from Amazon, if anything, as much as possible. Just because they have really quick shipping and you can pretty much return for anything. So this coming from Amazon, if it doesn't work out, because I'm going to stress test it and stuff like that, I should be able to, you know, push it to the point where if there's anything wrong with it, you know, I could return it within the 30-day return window. But yeah, that buying used, you're always gonna have to balance the how much money I'm saving versus the risk I'm taking of something potentially dying. Even though new parts can come DOA, it's not gonna be as common as something that's, you know, used. Alright, so we're flipping this around. How are we doing on time? 23. So, yeah, we're only 17 minutes in, and we're getting the motherboard into here already. So that's pretty awesome. Oh, this one did come with the IO shield, thankfully. It's not one of those Amazon warehouse motherboards that has no IO shield because someone else bought it, stole it, and then returned it. So we do have the shield. So let's put this in. Watch your fingers so that you don't cut yourself because these things are sharp. Alright, get that to pop in there. Casey's PC with no IO shield. Ah, you had to call me out, FT204. I know. Actually, Casey replaced that motherboard, so he does have an IO shield now. Casey has upgraded that PC since. He does have a, I believe, a 5600G or 5600X in the system now, so he did upgrade himself up to a Ryzen 5. But yeah. Alright, so I gotta add one. Let's see, one. 1, 2. I just gotta add two standoffs. Does anyone ever cut themselves on cheap CPU coolers? I feel like it's always end up bleeding somehow. Cheap CPU coolers. He's talking about those $20, $25, $30 Amazon, you know, ID cooling slash just whatever tower style Hyper 212 clone coolers. I need a... So this is one of the... So to put these standoffs in and to get it all the way in, so I gotta pull out my own personal set of stuff. Not because I need the screws, but this right here. So this is like this is a tool to put standoffs in because it has a Phillips head on this side, and then on this side it's like a hex, which is the same size as the standoff. So you put this in, and then you could actually get a grip and screw it in, because otherwise you a lot of the times there's like interference because there's like a finish or something on the case. It's not gonna go in nicely, so just put this in and screw in the standoffs. The issue is that not all cases come with one of these, so if someone didn't have one of these, they would have to grab pliers and do it slowly. I'm trying to finish this build in a reasonable amount of time before stream ends. So we're going to be using this. Whoosh says, I'm getting a hand-me-down system that has a 67G kit. Oh, what? That's a hand-me-down? An RTX 3070 and 32 gigabytes of RAM? I mean, yeah, it's 2133, but... And a 500 gig SSD. That 3070 in that, how is that a hand-me-down system? But yeah, the first thing to upgrade in that is definitely going to be that processor, the 6700K. That's going to be holding back the 3070. So, and when you do that, you can keep the RAM, even though, I mean, RAM that's like over 3000 megahertz now is so cheap. It's just 2133 was pretty common back when the 6700K was more relevant, so... I would say the CPU is a bigger deal than the RAM though, but that's gonna be CPU and motherboard, so it's gonna be a little bit pricey. Also, one thing to keep in mind with these cases that have the breakaway covers, sometimes you can't, you see how I'm trying to like break this away? If you put the motherboard in too early without doing that, some capacitors and stuff might get in the way. So definitely know where your graphics card needs to go. And then if I can move it, oh my goodness, it locked itself in already? No! And then do the breakaway, you know, bending it back and forth so that you do get it out. So there it is. Good to go. Putting this back in. One other thing to look out for, which I always, not always, but half the time I forget, is if you're looking at the rear IO shield, you see how some of these have like these clips? Make sure some of these springs, like this one right here, see I already messed up on it because I wasn't looking. You see how that already went into the USB slot? You want to make sure none of these spring clips are going into the ports themselves. So I gotta take this back out and make sure this doesn't go into there. But yeah, I've had times where like I've done it and it's gone through, which I guess for the display ports it doesn't matter. Display port and the HDMI doesn't matter, but USB and Ethernet are the big ones that could get caught. So I need to pull this out and then make sure when I put this in, oh my goodness. Trying to do it for the camera and stuff's just popping off. Give me 1 second. Yeah, just make sure to bend those back a little bit so that they don't get caught. Okay, so it was the Ethernet one and the USB one that was important. Okay, I think I got it now. Now, if you take a look, it's not going into the USB port anymore. And then there's the Ethernet one. So we're good. We're good. We can screw this thing down now. And normally, I don't put in all the screws until after I'm sure there's nothing wrong with the build. Like until I finish it up. So normally, I only put in like 2 or 3 screws just to hold things into place while I work on the rest of the system. So we'll do that now, just in case, you know, I find like, oh, I need to remove the motherboard to have room for something. I don't want to undo all the screws. So we just put in enough screws to hold things in place. Let's do this one. So 3 points, get a triangle going. And we're good to go. Alright. Now I usually get the power supply in and start routing cables. For 450, does he have a graphics card? Yes, I do have a graphics card. It's right here. This is the graphics card. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Fan down. And it's going to show through the window, and it's going to go in like this. Wow, I just realized this case doesn't have any, oh, it does. It does have some hard drive support, but not many. I think just one down there. So, things to consider when you're choosing your case. If you care about hard drives versus 3.5-inch drives versus 2.5-inch, all that stuff. So we're going to place it with the fan down so it can vent through the bottom here, through these perforations, cutouts. So we'll get this in here and screwed in. What is the best out of the 1070, 1080, and 1060? The one with the highest number. If it's in the same generation of parts, and there's no TI or Supers or anything to confuse you, it's definitely going to be the highest number. Now, in terms of what is the best value, I think it might be the 1070, depending on how much you can find 1080s for. 1080s, I think, are still going for 200 bucks. 1070s are going for like, I mean, I've been seeing them for 150 in my area. It might be different for your area, but then 1060s are still going for like 120. between 120 for a 160 and 150 for a 1070, I'm going for that 1070. It is worth paying a little bit more for that added performance. And TI and Super, what is better? Usually TI is better. I'm trying to think of any case where the Super is better, but I don't know any off the top of my head. I think for the most part, the Super cards are a step above the non-Supers, and then you get TI. The Supers, the thing about them is that they may be better price to performance than the TIs, because TI cards can get expensive. So when they released the Super, it was for a lower price, but still give you an uplift in performance over the base card itself. So it all depends. You gotta look at the prices that you can find them for, and then look at benchmarks. To be honest, it's gonna depend on the different games, what settings you play at, all that stuff. All right. So here's all the cables. Okay, so we know we're gonna have to route. So we got all this stuff. We know we're gonna have to route USB down below. Let's see how clean I can get this. That's gonna be my challenge to myself. I gotta use this. This case didn't come with zip ties, so I gotta use my own zip ties. But let's see. USB is gonna be one of these. Oh. Okay, so we do have a micro ATX case, so we have quite a bit of a gap at the bottom. My question to you all is, should I go through these holes right here, or should I go through the bottom holes at the basement? See those holes down there at the basement? Should I come, which set of holes should I use? Coming out right here, or all the way down here? All the way down here is gonna be a far stretch. Whereas if I come out of the motherboard tray ones, I could just bend them over real quick and not have as much dangly wire showing. Bubble Tea Build says basement. Craig Lilly says side ones. Vertical holes. What is... Okay, vertical holes. I'm guessing that's the ones on the motherboard tray here. What was the case again? This is the Sama S88BK. Go the shortest route with the least amount of cable showing. Alright, yeah, I think most people are saying to go using the motherboard tray holes. So we will do that. So let me take a look real quick and see what I need to get through here. So USB 3 is going to be right here. We'll stick that through here. We got the HD audio and USB 2.0, which are going to come... like so. So HD audio right here. I'll just get this plugged in right now. And then a USB will go right here. Let's get this USB 3.0 plugged in. USB 3.0, one of the worst connectors and headers to ever deal with. Like, getting it in is not too bad, but usually removing it sucks. There's a trick to removing it. So if you've ever had trouble removing a USB 3 header, this is what you need to do. So when it's in the slot, you cannot pull it straight out. Pulling this thing straight out has never worked. What you need to do is you need to do kind of like a rocking motion side to side like this. You rock it side to side, just like this, and then you can slowly pull it out. But if you ever try to pull this thing out, because there's no actual tabs for you to be able to pull it out, a lot of times you can rip the cover off of this. But yeah, you gotta give it a nice little like rocking motion back and forth like this. Just very little. Don't go crazy like this, because you might bend the pins. Like, don't go like all the way like this, but just do a gentle rocking motion as you back it out, and that's how it usually comes out. That's the most success I've ever, or doing that method I have the most success with, so yeah. Hopefully that helps someone else out there, if you can remember that fact for the future, from you know, ripping out your USB 3.0 header, which happens, I've done that a couple of times before. Okay, so now we gotta get this 24 pin power connector in. Oh my goodness. To not have a modular power supply. Or even semi-modular. Okay. So now we're gonna go and get this in here. We got that. Now let's get the CPU power connected. There's a lot of extra stuff in here, but good thing we have a basement. King Brandon 913. We are still talking about the USB 3.0 header, right? Yes, yes. Alright, so here's a CPU. This is gonna be. This is a short. This is pretty short. Huh. As it feels short, but maybe it really isn't. I don't know. It gets there with no problems to the top corner. Usually, in a lot of cases, one of the most annoying plugs to put in after the fact, or one of the connectors rather, to get in. But we've got plenty of space up here, plenty of room, and we are good. Yeah, so what it's looking like so far. This is a little messy because I gotta pull all the cables back through. But alright. Got all these coming through. I need to get some zip ties. Actually, no, I'm not gonna use zip ties yet. I'll do that at the end. So what I like to use temporarily are these twist ties that usually come with, you know, just random stuff. I should have better ones than this. Give me 1 second, because this is what you don't want to happen. If you don't want it to break apart and then potentially short something, but this is the one that came with this cheap case. I have better versions of these. Like I have some like right here, where it's just used to temporarily tie something down, and then we can come in with the zip ties. Because remember, as we're still working on the system, if you ever have to undo anything, you're kind of wasting zip ties if you have to keep cutting them just to like access something, and then you realize, oh, I need to do this, and you have to keep cutting them. So this is just a temporary solution as we plan out the cable routing and stuff like that. So there's one there. I usually have a ton of these sitting around everywhere, and now that I need it for stream, I can't find it. Give me 1 second. Oh, here it is. That's where it is. So I'm going to show a chat for a little bit because I have been focusing on the build, seeing what everyone is saying. That cable bundle reminds me of the packet of black pasta I saw at the farmer's market. Alright, so this is my magnetic, like, just tray that I put screws and other random stuff into. But, as you can see, I always keep these on hand because of the exact reason what we're doing right now. Keeping the cables nice and organized and finding where they're going to be routed before I replace them with the zip ties. So, I don't know where I got this. Is this like Harbor Freight or like Amazon or something? But yeah. Okay. So let's take a look at this. Oh man. These front side header connectors, the ones that normally are a pain to put in, but we do have so much more room because this is a micro ATX motherboard in a kind of mid tower. I wouldn't call this a full mid tower. This is actually on the smaller side. It'd be pretty cramped if a full ATX motherboard is in here, but all right. I'm going off memory here because this motherboard does not have the diagram on it. So let's see. Oh, whoops. I need to move this over. The hard drive indicator lights. Does anyone ever care about those? I don't think I've ever cared about them, but I always plug them in no matter what. Okay, so now we're pretty much good to put the graphics card in. Ouch, I just hit my head against the camera. So here it goes. I actually didn't even check the length of this to the case, but it looks like it does fit. But yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind, especially if you have bigger cards. If you have a mid tower, for the most part, you should be okay. But once you start going micro ATX and especially mini, you gotta check not only the length of it, but sometimes the thickness too, especially with ITX. But this one's gonna go in, no problem. I need to remove the single screw that's up here. Alright, got the nice satisfying click there. Don't forget to remove the covers. It slid in so nicely, even with that there. Alright, so we got that in. Let's see how chat's doing. What CPU is in this PC? Oh, yep, the Stream Element spot. This is letting you know right now. So, how am I gonna get this connector in here while still trying to make it look as clean as possible? So we do, so it's 8-pin. Do we go kind of from the side here? Like this? No, it'll still show. Actually, this might be it. Yeah, when you don't have extensions and stuff and you have these pigtails, there's not much you can do except to like just zip tie this together, which I'll do after I put this on. Yeah, so we'll get this here, and then take this, put it together here, and then zip tie it together, or use one of these just to hold it together. And boom. There you go. So now we got to pull all the cables and wires back as much as we can. and try to get it like some clean routing going on. Wow. So this one is not going to be able to run down this route. Yeah, this one is too short. And normally I would tuck it behind the lip that comes down on this side of a case, but we don't have that. So this one just kind of has to go towards the center like that. For everything else here, and this came off because it's too short. Actually, we're gonna put it here. So now into the cable management, which some people don't even bother doing. I kind of enjoy cable management if I'm not spending like a ton of time on it. So we'll see what time is it now? So we're pretty much done with the build. That took about 40 minutes. Now the rest is just gonna be kind of cleaning it up so that it looks more presentable, but we could turn this on right now. Let me see. No, man. Yeah, this kind of... So everything's gonna be shoved into the power supply basement, of course. Here's all the fan stuff. Let me disconnect this and try to get it cleaner. This can come over here, which is why I don't do the zip ties, because now I already have to undo this. Gotta get this fan cable here. Yeah, and then cable management is all like personal preference. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of ways that you can cable manage like a single PC, but just do whatever feels right. Try to get everything to come down this side column here and get it tied down. I think this might work. Let me see. All this here. Try to flatten this as much as possible. Pull these down through here. Get this tucked away. Here's some extra cables that we don't need as well. This will all just be tucked down here. Okay, and I think for the most part, like, there's not much else we can do here. All right, this is what the cable management looks like. Let me look at the front first before we call it here. There's that. Yeah, I mean, everything is pulled as much as possible, and everything's pulling off to the side. Not much better we can do here. So on the front side, this is what we're looking like. I mean, there's not much more hiding we can do. Like, we've got everything pulled as taut as possible. Yeah, so that's the front side. And on the back side, again, we don't have much room to work with, but I ran as much as I can, or I could, down there, and then kind of bundled it up there as well as there. And then everything else is kind of in the basement. So this is, what is that, 80-20 rule? We're pretty much as good as we can get without wasting a ton of time trying to make it just slightly better. Like, for the most part, this is as good as it's gonna get. So let me get the back panel on. What's important is, does the back panel go on and close? Which it seems to, with no problems. Yep, there it is. All right. Handle test. Oh, FG204. Good point. Handle test. So here's the build. I'm going to try to hold it with one hand. This is going to be maybe a little difficult because now it's heavier. But to show you all. Okay, nope. There's too much moment on this. There's no way I can do it. Well, I can hold it like this with one hand. I was trying to hold it like out vertically like this. But that's not going to work. But yeah. So here it is. Let me put the tempered glass on. I'm not going to peel this right now. I'll peel this later. Because I don't know what I'm going to do with this build yet. If it's going to someone else, I would usually like to save the peeling for them. So when I take B-roll of this anyways, it's going to be all with the panel off. So there's no reflections. But here it is. So here's with one hand, the entire build. I mean, most of the time when there's a handle on the case, the point isn't to just hold it by the handle. It just gives you a better grip that, you know, won't slip and stuff compared to like picking it by the side. Like this can slip right here. But yeah, you always want to still carry it with two hands, even with the handle. It just makes it way easier. Like you can comfortably shake it around and do all that stuff. And yeah, you can dangle this, work out with it, I guess, if you want. But there's the build. There it is. Hello. Alright, so let me see what chat's saying. The build. I mean, I wouldn't say this build is really nice. I just love this handle aspect of it. I'm excited to play with the 1070 Founders Edition with the 10100F. I haven't done that combination. I've used both of those parts separately with other combinations, but not these two together. So let me see if I can find a power cable. So that we can at least plug this in and get it powered on. Alright, the power switch is on. Where's the power button? Alright, it's turning on. You can see the fan spinning in there. Here, I'm going to take this tempered glass panel back off. Alright. Yep, so this is the, here. Let's see if this works. Alright, so you can see the fan there spinning. So that's, we at least know, maybe working, hopefully working. We at least we know power's getting to it. The fan spinning here, and I did not, okay, I just realized something. I did not connect the Molex connectors to these fans, so these are not spinning. Alright, so this is actually fine. I can connect the Molex later. I don't want to open the backup again. I can, let's see if we can at least get to the BIOS. So give me 1 second. So the build is for the most part done. Okay, so Jason brought up something about the Linus keyboard chart. So I do want to do a keyboard thing later. But if you guys have anything to submit, I'll try to get to some Twitter stuff. So if you want to submit either your PC part picker build lists, if you want to showcase your PC or your setup, your room, whatever, instructions are in the description. Go to Twitter, tag me, and put the hashtag for Nope Streams, and then we will go over some of those in a bit. But let me, I do have my mobile setup right here that I can plug into the system so that we can at least be able to get into the BIOS. So let me do that real quick. Okay, so HDMI. I think I have to reboot this because I plugged in the display after the fact. Let me do that real quick. Hey yo, here we go. Sweet. We're in BIOS. There's so much reflection going on here, but we are in. So it works. Yeah, installing Windows is gonna take way too long. So I'm not gonna do that until later. But we got the build finished. It took less than an hour. And that was with me, you know, talking to the chat and explaining stuff, which I think I'm pretty happy with that time. So, all right. I'll get Windows on here. I'll benchmark and all that stuff. The video probably won't be out. This is not coming out this weekend. I'm gonna try for next week. This weekend I have another video that's I'm already working on right now. So it's gonna be a really important and special one for me. It has to do with one of my LAN friends. So it's one of those types of videos that are coming out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to benchmarking this with all the new games and stuff. Seeing how the i3 10100F and GTX 1070 does. But for now, I'm gonna hang out with chat for a bit because I was just super distracted building that system. And then we can go through the Twitter stuff. Water, thank you for the reminder, Christopher Kunin. If you have member or gifted memberships, you can use the emojis, which I'm working on getting more because we just had so many more. I've unlocked the amount I can have. I'm looking to get more emojis made, but yeah, thanks for the reminder to drink water. Now I need, see, I don't know, I can never find the stuff that I need. Like my bootable Windows thumb drive, I lose that thing every single time I need it for a build. Like I cannot, off the top of my head, say where my bootable drive is right now. I have no idea where it's at. What chair is it that you have? So the chair that I am sitting in is the Hyte, not the Hyte. It's the Staples Dexley. We can take a look at that. Yeah, so it's this, apparently Union and Scale Flex Fit Dexley. Oh, is it on sale right now? I bought it for a little bit less than this. Doback Slaps says, I look forward to these streams every week. Doback Slaps, I appreciate you being here every week. And, you know, how generous you've been, not only donating to the stream, but also donating the memberships so that other people can have memberships. So I appreciate you being in the stream, so thank you. But here's the chair that I use. I've been using this one because I had the Staples Hyte before. And I love talking about these chairs because everybody I know who has ever bought either one of these chairs, they have loved them. And if you look at the prices, so these normally go on sale for a lot more, for a lot less. Doback Slaps with another 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Doback Slaps is ridiculous, and he's making the man karate jingle go over and over, which I love hearing that, by the way. But yeah, I have both of these chairs. I used this one for I think 3 or 4 years until I bought this one because I needed 2 in my office. So you can't go wrong with either. I like the Dexley more. It's a little bit wider. Plus, if you look at it, it looks a little cleaner. Like this versus this. Because I think it's because this one, if you look at the arm pieces, there's like little silver parts to it. Whereas the Dexley is just complete all black. Plus the arm adjusters, they're like little paddles, as you can see right there. So they're little paddles. See if I can show it here. That you just clip and then you pull up and down. Whereas the Hyte, if you look at the Hyte, they're buttons. So the button ones, I don't know, they're not as easy to push in and move up and down versus a paddle, like I just showed you. But yeah. We must protect Dobek slaps at all costs. Exactly. Such an MVP. Congrats to everybody who just got membership though. Feel free to use all them emojis. I don't consider it spam. Joey Palma says, hi Danny, thanks for making all the cool content. I'm shocked we finished college in the same year. WTF. I can't tell by your picture, Joey. But yeah, 2011, that makes you like 33, 32, right? 32, 33, or 34, depending on if you're like a late or early, depending on what month your birthday is. But yeah, I just turned 33, how long ago is that? A week and a half ago, so I definitely don't feel 33. I don't feel 33 because I still like video games and like computers and stuff like that. And most people outside of the internet and outside of like social media and like, you know, most people in my real life that are around my age are not, aside from the LAN friends, but majority of them are not into like video games and stuff these days. They're moving on to like, you know, raising their family and all that stuff, which is, I'm not saying you can't have a family and still enjoy video games, but they're at some point, you know, priorities shift. Hopefully when we start having kids and stuff, me and my wife, my priorities and doing YouTube and like computer gaming and LAN parties and stuff, those all aren't affected too much, but we'll see. Yeah, it is crazy how fast crap went by, right? Before I know it, I'm gonna be 40 and then I'm gonna be considered an old man, kind of. Yeah, mentally, I would say I'm mentally like 23 to 25 as well. Chris Raccoon says, tell the truth, you're 19. Dude, if I could go back in time to 19, I would do so many things different knowing what I know now. Not just buying Bitcoin, you know, but in terms of like, I would start the content creation sooner, all that stuff. Jason Whitmer says he was born in 2009. He is a liar. He is not 13. Okay, Bean says, when is the next LAN video? I love those videos. So, the next video coming out this weekend is not a LAN party stories video, but it has LAN vibes to it, and you're gonna see why. But the actual next LAN party is happening July 22nd. It's gonna be here at my place, so the video will come out like within the month after that. But yeah, what I've done in between LANs is I go back and watch some of like the earliest LANs. Like I don't go rewatch LANs that just happened like last year or 2 years ago. I go back and watch like the first 1, 2, the third one. Those earlier ones, they feel a little different than like the more recent LAN party videos. So it's fun to go back to watch them and see how different everyone was back then, and like how we've slowly changed over time, and just how the length of the LAN party videos slightly increased over time, as well as I would say production value did improve over time as well. So yeah, I like going back to the earlier ones because it's been a while since I experienced it, and it's fun to relive again. Especially all the stupid jokes and stuff we like say and things like that. But okay, let me go to Twitter. I'm not sure how many stuff we got, but what else are people seeing in chat? Shane Acker says, hey Danny, stayed in the Seattle area over the 4th week in Auburn. Okay, wow, your traffic freeways are insane. Google Maps was near useless. Yeah, local deal pickups. So that's why in the last video, if you remembered, I saw some non-Founders Edition cards down in Seattle. Well, I was like, no, I'm not driving to Seattle. From where I am up in Lynnwood, a Seattle trip in traffic could take easily like an hour to an hour and a half round trip. So I just went to the town that's like 10 minutes away from me. So yeah, Seattle is no joke when it comes to traffic. Not as bad as LA, probably not as bad as New York, but it's up there. I hope you enjoyed. The weather kind of sucked this weekend though. On the 4th itself, it was raining yesterday, right? Well, up here it was raining, so hopefully, you know, your trip was good and the weather wasn't too bad for you. What switch do you use for LAN? The switch that I use it's like a TP-Link, I think. Let me see if I can find it on Amazon. Let me see if I can find it. I love Amazon for the order tracking that they have. Let's see, port switch. I'll post it. Okay, so it's a TP-Link 16 gig port switch. So let me copy this. And we'll look at it here too. But this is what I use. And I'll link it in chat too. So the port switch that I use, how much was this? I don't know how much did I spend on this thing. Let me look at my order. View order. So this one right now is going for 65. It was going for 50 bucks when I bought it. Price went up, maybe the price fluctuates, but I bought it for 50, but we never have more than this amount of people at LAN. So why did I choose this one? Honestly, I have very, very little knowledge when it comes to networking. Like the internet and like these port switches and stuff. I just know this one was plug and play, which is why I bought it. You don't have to do anything crazy. But yeah, I'm not the person to go to when it comes to like networking issues, because we have had our fair share of networking issues during LAN, and yeah, I have to turn to some of the other guys who are more specialized in that. But yeah, this is the one that I use. It's got a metal body. It's you know, it's worked well for us. We've had no issues with it. Okay, let's see. Let me look at chat. What games do you play on LAN? We actually don't. I think this next LAN party, I'm going to try to bring back Warcraft 3 custom maps, because that's a game that we actually have to play on LAN. Especially since not everyone has it, so we have to play it offline mode, if you know what I'm saying. So I want to bring back Warcraft 3 custom games. We used to play those in the earlier LANs. Unreal Tournament is the one on Epic Games. That one is also, you can run through LAN, but not many of the other games have LAN support. A lot of the other ones are internet. But we use the port switch so that everyone can have access to, you know, fast internet, not because only for the LAN aspect of it. So how fast is my internet? My internet is, I have gigabit. There's a company called Ziply Fiber up here where I live. So I have gigabit rather, up and down. Fortnite. I don't know if we would ever do Fortnite for LAN. I'll bring it up to them. You gotta do a Minecraft LAN. So before LAN party stories became a thing that I started recording and sharing on YouTube, we have LANed Minecraft in the past before. That's the reason I have Minecraft, because we have LANed it in the past. But I haven't touched the game for a while. I'm down to play it, but Minecraft is kind of expensive, right? The issue about LAN is not everyone is super into all the games that we play. So to get people to play certain games, it's a big incentive if the game is free. But we definitely have people who don't care for Minecraft, and having them have to shell out, how much is Minecraft? Like 20 bucks? 20 or 30 bucks? It's hard. Like, if we're gonna have people spend money on games, it's gotta be something we're all hyped about, and like maybe a new release that has a bunch of like press and that everyone's into. But to play Minecraft and to make everyone spend money on it, that's a little difficult. Crack Minecraft for free. Is that easy to do? And if so, could you connect to servers without issues? Because isn't with cracked games, the issue is that I guess you can set up a LAN for it, which hopefully isn't the hardest thing. It's about 27 bucks. Why? Why is Minecraft not like cheaper? It's so old. Hey, what's up, Demetrius? Oh, wait. Demetrius Elder. That Dewey? That's Dewey. At first, it took me a while. I was like, oh yeah. What's up, Dewey? Yeah, you can create a server? Okay, maybe we'll look into it. I'll message the group and we'll see. But, alright, we have about 30 minutes left to stream. I got other stuff I gotta do. Finishing up the video for this weekend is one of them. But, let's take a look at what people have submitted on the Twitter side. So, let's see if everyone needs help. Okay. Do I have an extra 10100F? It says Cool Surfer. I do not. I do not have extra parts like laying around to give away to random viewers that ask, unfortunately. Of course, PC part picker lists, as always. needs me to... There should be a mini game. Can someone program this? Captchas where you can compete against other people. So like you generate a link and everyone goes to a page where you do a countdown timer and then they pop up with captchas and you have to select the images, like selecting these boats and stuff, and see who's the best at captcha. That would be kind of a fun game, considering I already have to do this every single time I go to PC Part Picker, even off of incognito mode. I don't know what's up with this, but okay. So Nemus Dark says my $1,000 build guide template for the community. All right, Nemus. So I'm gonna link this, but we're gonna take a look at it too. Christopher Cooning says, Danny, do not quit your day job to be a game dev. Actually, not only could that be a game, but the captcha, it uses like, you know, learning, right? Or it uses user input to determine what percentage of an image is actually what it's asking for. So, I mean, there's multiple benefits from doing a captcha game. But anyways, going back to this right here. So, this is a build guide that, Nemus Dark made for the community. We got a 12100F ID cooling SE214. Use this, $20 still they're going for. I love this cooler for that price. So 12100F for $150 at Newegg right now. So this is brand new with the $5 off promo. What we got here. Okay, so looking solid so far. B660 Steel Legend Micro ATX board for $110. Huh, is this on sale? Normally you would have to get like the gigabyte one. Yeah, so normally 150 probably floats around 130 to 140, but down to 110 for, you know, a slightly nicer board. Let me look at the back here. So no, it probably has USB-C on the front header right there. Yeah, so it's right there. So this is actually a pretty nice looking board. Feature-wise, it's gonna be better than like a, what is it, H610. So for 110, this is looking solid so far. Alloy RAM, 32 gig. Whoa. This is how cheap Alloy is right now. CL16 3200 megahertz. $79. This is gotta be one of the cheapest 32 gigabyte kits of RAM. I'm sure there's some for like 90, like a lot probably for 90 to 100 bucks, but $79. Honestly, these aren't the best looking, but I mean, come on. We got 32 gigs here. For under 80 bucks. So, okay, that's looking solid. A-Data Swordfish. Not too familiar with this specific drive, but we're looking at a $46 NVMe drive. Okay. And then we've got a 6700 XT. Look at this price. Coming in before tax, of course, right at the $999 price point. But we got the RX 6700 XT. This is it's a Power Color Red Devil. Yep. Very solid card. We're going to be getting that from Amazon for 470 bucks. Amazon with the graphics card deal. And there's GameStop and then memory c.com, it looks like, for ridiculous prices. But 470, we've been seeing 6700 XTs go for this price. But to be able to get from Amazon, so you know, that's fast shipping, returns, almost no questions asked compared to Newegg and other Best Buy and other stuff. Yeah, this is really nice to see. We do have the Apivia Prodigy Micro ATX case, which this case looks decent, but they do cheap out. I think they got the Molex fans. It uses like thinner panels on it. Not a ton of room in the back, but you do have a basement. How much is this case going for? We're looking at $75. So in this case, this is where I would say, you know what? Spend the extra like 20 bucks. Get that Corsair 4000D Airflow. You're going for $1,000 build. Get yourself like a kind of nice case. Don't super cheap out. I know for like budget build videos, a lot of time YouTubers, you gotta find areas to skimp on, right? You gotta cut costs. And if you don't want to hit performance, you sometimes hit something like the case, which is gonna have way smaller of an impact compared to like the CPU and the graphics card. So then for 75 bucks, I would say, and I've used a PVA Prodigy case before because I actually wanted the white aesthetic and it came fast because it was on Amazon Prime. I think I spent less for it though. I think I spent like hopefully 60 something, but 75, just spend a little bit more. This one's 95, so $20 extra. And if you don't mind rebates, you can get even lower. Get a nicer case like this for a build sporting 32 gigs of RAM, a 12400F, and a 6700 XT. But other than that, oh, the Pop Air. We'll take a look at that in a second. And then we'll look at the Thermaltake Smart BM2. The Thermaltake Smart BM2. So Thermaltake Smart Power Supplies, there was, I know it was something in the Smart series. I don't know if it was a BM2 specifically. So how much is this one going for? This is 650 watts for 50 bucks. This one, take a look at the tier list. There's a lot of other power supplies you can use, or you can go EVJ B stock as well. This one, let's take a look, because I'm curious. I cannot keep track of all like the crap power supplies. Smart Thermaltake Smart BM2. Okay, so it's a C tier, low end. It's not the worst in the world. It's 50 bucks, so you should be okay there. I think if you spend 5 or 10 bucks more, you can get the Asus Tough one. But very solid looking build. Just in terms of the specs, I mean, look, we're fitting a 6700 XT and a 12400F in it with 32 gigabytes of RAM for $1,000. I can't complain about that, honestly. This is a very good looking build. Okay, someone wanted a Fractal Design Pop. Avoid cases that require a blood sacrifice, which is pretty much every cheap case out there. But Fractal Design Pop, this was recently released, what, this past week or 2 weeks ago? There's the Pop Air and then the Pop Silent. But this for the most, wow. Is it? Oh, they have all these, I remember reading about this. Like, they have a different, like, product SKU for each one of these colors. I would probably stick with, let's take a look at what the black and white looks like. So the Air is the airflow version. So the white one looks pretty clean. And the all black one. Oh, wait. This one is the non-tempered glass. So where's just the... Here it is, the plain black. I would honestly probably stick with this one. Just so that I'm not locking myself. Even though these colored ones do look sick. I just wouldn't want to lock myself into this color scheme. I would like to be able to change it. But I mean, Fractal Design, I would consider them kind of like more of the upper tier, not super premium, but definitely nicer cases, not budget at all. They usually cost a bit more. Let's find a retailer and see how much this thing costs. Let's just look on Amazon. So we look on Amazon, this thing is going for 122 bucks. Let's look at Newegg. So yeah, we're looking at like 120-ish. I don't remember what the MSRP of this is supposed to be. Oh, they got it on Newegg for 90 bucks. Amazon, what are you smoking? 90 bucks, I would say you could also get this case, but this is the green one. You can't select all the different ones. Oh, this is annoying. You would have to go down to the similar products. But they do have the plain black one for 80 bucks. So you want the colored, you're paying a little bit more. I don't think, does this one have RGB fans? It might not. Yeah, those look like non-RGB fans. Whereas these ones, I believe these are RGB fans. Yep. So for 10 extra bucks, you get a color and you get RGB fans. $90, $80 to $90. With Fractal Design build quality, yeah. This is, I think, going to be a popular case. It just released, so we're going to start seeing probably a lot of build guides start using these. Okay. Can I send the name of my pre-build and show you my pre-build? I want to see if it was worth it. Phantom. Yeah, in the Twitter or in the description. Send it over to Twitter and I'll take a look at it. So then we got Jack Potter next with the submissions. We have my personal rig. B Gears Black Widow case. B Gears. I'm not super familiar with that brand. So B Gears Black Widow case, RTX 2070 Super, Aorus, Ryzen 7 3700X, 32 gigabytes of RAM at 3600 megahertz. So let's take a look at these pictures. That it looks like an infinity mirror style case. This looks really cool, to be honest. Is this RGB so that you can change it to all the different colors? But you do have what looks to be a... That's, yep, a graphics card back plate. I can't really tell what the character is. I can see it's the face right here. But yeah, pretty clean looking build. What is this B Gears Black Widow case? That's what I'm curious about. B Gears. On Amazon. It's also on Newegg. $125 case. Yep, so it is looking like it's got RGB fans and the panel so you can change it. Jack kept that all the same color. On $100 from... Let's see what other cases B Gears has. It's looking like one of those brands that kind of popped up. Yeah, so it looks like a lot of their cases are either kind of like rebrands or like generic reusing tooling from other existing cases. Because all these look like cases I've seen from other brands before. So... yeah. Jack Potter is in the chat. Techie Tech, I don't have the 510 Flow version, just the one with the solid front panel, but temps idle sit. Okay, let's see. Juicifer344 says, lol, these tunes are so intense for looking at a PC case. Yeah, the tunes, they go from like hi-fi, lo-fi to freaking rock, random stuff. It's all stream beats though. Oh, okay, it's Kamina. Oh, okay, gotcha. Is he wearing his glasses in this one? Yeah, I know who Kamina is. I can't really tell, because normally he has those like red transparent shades, right? And his hair is what, blue? So, yeah, okay. I can see it now though. I can see how it's Kamina. Very, very solid specs, very solid build. Thanks for submitting. Yeah, I mean, I like this case. I've never heard of the brand until now, but it looks really good. So, good job on the build. Next up, we got Japoye. Before, you had the i3 10100F, RX 570, 240 gig SSD, and two 500 gigabyte hard drives. Okay. Oh no, where did it go? You took your... No, we're still looking at this. And then after, you upgraded from your i3 to an i5, still 10th gen, from a 570 to a RX 6600. That's a big jump. You have a 1TB NVMe drive, so that's very nice. You're still keeping your old SSD, 650 watt modular power supply, and then what? No mention of the case, but it looks like an NZXT. And we got an ID cooling right there. The tweet has been deleted, but I can still see the pictures. They just won't load up. You got a corgi butt sticker on here. But you got also some custom cables. So, let's see. Oh, it's when he... Oh, you just spoiled it. You just spoiled Kamina dying when he fought the gorilla dude, right? But, alright. I don't know what... Oh, you resubmitted it. Got it. Still same quality pictures. What was with the resubmission? Submitted twice. But these pictures look heavily compressed. NZXT H510 Flow. I like that case. Very solid. But yeah, this is a good upgrade. I mean, the biggest department is definitely going to be your graphics card there. Okay, so what else do we have for submissions? We got to follow. So that's it for the submissions. If people had stuff they want to submit, feel free. Other than that, I think we did a lot this stream. Pretty much built this entire system. It's just sitting here on the BIOS though. A lot of people ask me about what this screen is. It should be in the description. So let me see if I actually have it down there. If you look at, check out products that I recommend here, and I have a luster link. So I have this luster page, which I promoted on the channel with not only ads, but it's in the description. I usually have links to where you can find, oh, the Tough Gaming is, yeah, so 650 watt is $60, but the other one's $49. But yeah, going through here, it'll help me out Amazon affiliates wise. But if you're ever curious about what I'm using, like in my setup, I usually update it here. Like the UPC or UPS, let's see, like different hubs and stuff. But this is the portable monitor that I'm using. Let me see. The good thing about the Luster page is that it gives you the different comparisons. And if you don't want to spend 200, you can try to look at this ViewSonic one for 150. But all of that is in here. My toolbox is in here. The keyboard that I use, the ratcheting screwdriver set, the mice that I use, all that. And then I have some builds laid out too. And then other random tech. So yeah, definitely check that stuff out if you are interested in any of the gear that I use in my setup. But I think it's 6:45. I'll probably cap it at 2 hours. So for the remainder of stream, I think I'm just gonna hang out with chat since we did quite a bit. I'm sure I missed a lot of chat. So if you said something to me earlier while I was building and I didn't see your message, feel free to say it now. I'm 100% zoned in and focused on chat. Do a poll asking about advertising CD keys. Oh, I already did that poll a while back, Jason. But I guess there's more people in this stream. Hey, Tweaks, what up? Tweaks, I'm still playing. I'm still in the guild. We're talking about Last Claudia here. I'm still in the guild. I'm still playing. I'm just haven't been able to be super active, especially when you've been farming. But I've been watching all your guys' videos still and be staying active in the game. So yeah. Let's see. So we'll ask the CD key poll again. Would you care if I took pre-roll sponsors for gray market CD keys? So this is me, like, to be honest, I'm not sure if you've noticed, if you looked in the tech space, for medium-sized content creators, we do not get nearly as many sponsorship spots as, say, the bigger channels that get, like, Fractal Design, like Jay does a lot of Fractal Design, as well as, like, Corsair and other sponsor spots. We don't have the luxury of that because those companies just don't reach out to us as much. So in terms of sponsors, unless we're doing, like, VPNs, Dollar Shave Club, that kind of stuff, CD keys is where you're probably gonna see most of, like, the 100,000 to under 500,000 content creators have sponsor spots for, because they pay quite a bit. They pay more than VPNs. They pay more than all the other stuff. Skillshare, what's it called? Squarespace. CD keys pay, I would say, 2 to 3 times as many as those, and they're always looking to run sponsor spots. So as a creator, that would help me in terms of, like, revenue, because, you know, YouTube, Google AdSense isn't the best, but I have never run a single CD key sponsorship to this point in my channel because I never felt that good about them. But dude, honestly, I'm seeing all my peers run them, like, every single video, and they're getting paid. So I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like, hey, everyone else is doing it. If the viewers don't care, I'm just gonna do it so that I can get paid, and, you know, it's gonna help out me being able to do YouTube. But yeah, that's where I'm coming from it. Still haven't run one, but getting really close to, because like I said, they pay more than a lot of the other companies. Bruno, Andrea, I use CD keys. Paulo Games says I use CD keys too. Chris Rakunin says drink water. If you use them for builds, you do, then why not? I much prefer I much prefer that to unrelated products like shavers. Yeah, so with the CD key stuff, they also are down for sponsoring, like, Windows install guides, which I've done a couple on the channel, and I'm overdue for doing another one, especially for Windows 11. So I could get a full sponsor spot there, make a nice bit amount of money. So yeah, but I mean, even some of the bigger channels like Bitwit, he's been running CD keys, because I don't know if what's going on in terms of, like, sponsorships on his end compared to bigger channels like Linus, J, Gamers Nexus and stuff. But Bitwit, I know, has been running quite a bit of CD keys. Windows 11, yawn. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either. I have a laptop with Windows 11 on it, but I'm not moving my main streaming and editing system and gaming system over to that until I have to. Kale130 says, I actually purposely waited to activate Windows until the first tech YouTuber I follow had one in a video. Okay, so that's nice. So, okay, it's awesome to see that, according to the polls, about 70% of people don't care, and 30%, which I would say 30% is still a decent amount of people who would care. But hopefully, you know, it's going to a good cause. In terms of like me getting paid for the amount of time I put into the videos and streams and stuff like that. So yeah. Do what you got to / want to keep the channel going. So that's why I've never done it, because I don't want to do the CD keys. In a perfect world, I would get more sponsorship spots from like NZXT, more stuff from what other companies have I worked at? Stuff like Luster, but there's just not as many opportunities. So the CD keys are the one spot where I have an inbox full of emails of like so many different CD key websites who are looking to throw money at me. It's just I've never felt right about it, but I'm starting to shift my thoughts on it, looking at everybody else getting paid. The people who still care, use them, bet. Do electric lawnmowers advertisements. I have had smart vacuum cleaners or robot vacuum cleaner companies hit me up, but I never worked out deals with them. So my reasoning for using those keys is most digital products are a rip-off, especially Microsoft. I mean, yeah, people have different reasons for pirating Microsoft or buying like $5 to $10 CD keys. So I'm not going to judge too hard on it. Okay. One thing that... wait, Couch... Is that Couch? Is that Couch from the Dreveler Gaming Group? Or is that a different Couch? But Johnny Tran says, Yo, Dan, I'm currently in Seattle for a work trip. Do you have any recs? I got back from Pike Place, so already tourist stuff done. Oh, yeah, so you did Pike Place. Hopefully you did the chowder. Hopefully you did... They got the little mini donut cart there. That's pretty good. But you gotta try Un Bien. Un Bien, Seattle. There's multiple locations. You gotta try this. Caribbean roasted sandwiches. Let me pull up the pictures. Where's the pictures? I talk about this. If you're in Seattle, come on. I've talked about it in the stream in the past, but they're basically these very delicious, and you'll know you're at Un Bien because it has like the pink hut. But this is what the place looks like. And they got these delicious, and they also have roasted corn too. But oh, the caramelized onion, the way that they season the meat, probably one of the best sandwiches in Seattle. Not just by me, by the ratings. So check out these Cuban sandwiches. The one commenter guy says, Microsoft ain't gonna be at my funeral, why should I care? That's one way to look at it. Let's see, 99 Ranch. With Johnny Tran, with the last name like Tran, they've probably been to 99 Ranch before. There's the Un Bien corn too. Let's see if I can find pictures of this. But their corn, oh, the roasted corn with the cilantro and butter, and oh, this is so good. My mouth is watering thinking about this. Tonight for dinner, we have pasta cooked by the lovely Melissa. But I'm going to be having this in the near future. But yeah, hopefully that's a good suggestion. Other than that though, nothing else super special. If you like pho, if you want to try the beef pho, let's see, pho bak shop, soup shop. So here's another one, pho bak soup shop. They got these big rib pho. I've talked about it on stream previously before too. Their pho, you know, every pho place has a different like broth taste. This one's pretty good. And they got these cool silver bowls, as well as they give you like these big chunks of ribs in there. Their pho and their bum bo way is pretty good. So I would recommend that too. It's in Chinatown. It's not too far. Yeah. So those are my recommendations. The sandwich doesn't look like Caribbean. It's Caribbean roast, whatever that means. I've never been to the Caribbean, so I don't know what the actual sandwiches there look like, but that's what it's promoted as. But Jason Whitmer says, Danny, I'll be in Seattle this September vacation. What's some non-overrated things to do? Non-overrated things to do, going to some of the bigger parks. I'm not a fan of like the Space Needle type stuff. I'm not a fan of the Chihuly Glass Museum. Just walking around the cities, trying like the smaller restaurants that are rated high on Yelp. In September, weather, I don't know what it might. It starts getting cold in September. Like, it's still considered summer, but it's not as hot as like July and August. Going to any of like the waterfront areas and just eating the seafood there. Avoid Kyle's house at all costs. Avoid Kyle's house in Auburn at all costs. Yes. Ivers. There's Ivers, but Ivers is a lot of people have an equivalent of Ivers where they live too. So, Good Pack Rat says, "Hey, I just joined my first stream of yours. Was just wondering if you built a PC yet." Yes. So the Great Pack Rat, I did build the PC. It is sitting right here. It booted up first try. We're in BIOS. I couldn't find my thumb drive with the Windows bootable installer on it, so I could not test it out, unfortunately. But you will be seeing this in a future video, fully benchmarked and all of that with the price breakdown. The build came in at $433 and something cents before tax. If you have lower tax, like 5-6%, then actually no, even with tax, it comes in under 500 bucks. But most people on YouTube, they do it before tax pricing because tax rates are different everywhere. So yeah, it also looks better for the video too, like not including tax. So Danny, where do you sit to play games? I sit right here. This is where I sit to play games. So I can show on the, let me show, is it gonna, yeah. So this is what it looks like when I play games. I sit in this chair and I have my PC right there. I wonder if the audio is doubling up. Let me see. Okay, it's not. Yeah, but I sit right here and I play games on this main monitor right here. So when you see me playing games during stream sitting here, this is where I also play games like off stream and normally. Yo, is i5 1200F paired with RX 6600 good? Yeah, that's a good pairing. There's a wide range. You can go from i3s to i5s and still pair it well with the 6600. If you can get a 6600 XT, those have been going on sale for like, I don't know, $350-ish from what I've seen. So if you look at the used market, we're going to start to see graphics cards get lower and lower in price. Oh my goodness. I'm just looking at this. I just left this pho up, and I want pho so badly, but I'm going to have to settle for pasta with red sauce and ground meat tonight for dinner. But oh my goodness, I want some pho right now. Hopefully, am I making anybody else hungry for dinner? Is anyone going to go out and get some pho? Creative Gamer. Dude, I've been watching you forever. Thank you. The cool thing about YouTube is I could look for users by name and then look up when you left comments throughout the history of the channel. So like I could check and see like when you started following me or when you left your first comment and stuff like that. So if you've been following me for a long time, thank you, because I've been doing this for over 6 years now. So wait, is it over 6 years? 7. Yeah, going on like 6.5 years now. Yeah, get that beat. That's the everything house special. Shane Essex says lunchtime here, so yeah, I'm hungry too. Yeah, I'm starving. I did not have a really good lunch, so I wonder if Melissa ate without me. Oh god, don't check my account. I used to be very sexual in the comments. Wow. KL130 says, dinner is usually an hour before the stream for me. Dang time zones. Yeah. Are you East Coast? Ganja Valorant said, I got COVID sadly. Yeah, sorry to hear that. I've had quote unquote close encounters with COVID. Like I've had it where I've been to an event and then some people have caught COVID like soon after. So then I've had to test and stuff, but I've luckily not caught COVID myself. I am one of those immunocompromised individuals, so the vaccine is not as effective on me supposedly, but yeah, we still wear masks when we go out and stuff like that, and for the most part, like whenever we get together, everyone is vaccinated, so that all helps. So a late tuber says, still waiting for your OnlyFans. If I do an OnlyFans, I'm gonna put some effort into it. It's not gonna be some half-baked thing. So I've talked about an OnlyFans, not only on stream, but to like people in real life and stuff, jokingly a lot. So I've been thinking of ideas on, if I were to do an OnlyFans, how to make it ridiculous but still worth checking out. So yeah. And then let's see. M.2 2230 to cover the PP. Yeah. Wait, you have MS? Multiple sclerosis, Kevin Go? You've seen the beta? Yes, Couch has seen the beta. So, yeah, I swear, some of these weekends, I need to just pop the stream on and then do yard work and just hang out and chat to help pass the time, and like pressure washing and stuff like that. But I've done that just for friends and stuff, just for fun, and it's kind of a good time. Dang. Hopefully you're managing that well, Kevin. I did not know that. I'm not sure if you mentioned that in the past before. Lack of Play says, wish me good luck. I'm going to take my last inter exam right now. Last inter exam. What is an inter exam? Okay. Oh, intern exam. Got it. Good luck. Yo, you gotta take exams to be an intern? Like, to intern for a job? Where they pay you a little bit less, but you still get to learn, like, what a company does? Fresh year college. Oh, intern exam. Wait, are you not in the US? I feel like this might be something... fresh year college. I feel like this, yeah, might be something overseas. Intermediate exams. Okay, yeah. That, I'm guessing you're probably for somewhere in Europe or in the UK? Or, you're from Pakistan. Got it. Yeah, so, yeah. I kind of knew from the way that you said it that you weren't in the States, because I've never heard of people calling, like, the different exams, like, intermediates or anything like that, so, yeah. Weather sucks in Tulsa this week. Supposed to hit 108. Dude, you want to see what weather... I like hot weather, so let's see. Seattle weather. This is what weather's looking like in Seattle. We got some rain today. Oh, and then we got some mid-70s cloudy skies. Not bad. That's a little warmer. We did have some days of 60s like this past week or two, which the mid-60s to me is like freezing cold. But yeah, this isn't that bad. Mid-70s. I wish it was no clouds. I just like it when it's super bright and sunny out. But I'm not gonna complain as long as there's no rain. We just had rain over the 4th of July weekend, so that sucked. But yeah. Alright, that's gonna be it for this stream though. I'm starving. I'm gonna go have some dinner that's not pho. I hope you all had fun on this stream. Thank you to everybody who has been showing up to the streams. Thank you to the channel members. Thank you to Doback Slaps as well as others. I think Mike has also gifted some membership. So thank you for everyone for all the support lately. We do have, and of course, thank you to the mods, all the moderators. Christopher Coonan always here, keeping chat live, you know, keeping it lit. Kevin Ngo, as always. We got Jason, Jucifer popping in here from time to time, all the friends and stuff. So thank you for all you guys' support. Look forward to the video coming out this weekend. I'm very excited about it. Like I said earlier, it's a pretty important video for, you know, for important people in my life. So I always enjoy doing those types of things. But other than that, y'all have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend coming up. And I will see you in the comments in the next video as well as in the next stream next week. Bye.